Don't Sink is a beautifully pixeled game that I want to love so much. Despite playing through it multiple times, as well as going as far as to make a 100% completion achievement guide, I have many qualms with its gameplay. I've tried very hard to look toward it with fondness, but sometimes things just aren't meant to be. Hi, I'm Scurvy Banana. I make these YouTube videos to showcase video games with mostly pirate themes. While building the 100% achievement walkthrough for the game Don't Sink, I realized I needed to update my many years old review of the game. If you'd like to see more of my stuff, you can go ahead and follow. Thanks. Don't Sink is a casual sandbox adventure inspired by the likes of Sid Meier's Pirates and Faster Than Light. It was released to early access during the November of 2017 while having a full release April 13th of 2018. The following year, I believe, it also received a Nintendo Switch port. The game begins with a character creation screen. After making your pirate, you're set on an island with a very brief tutorial before being left to your own swashbuckling devices. Since I'm largely unfamiliar with the game Faster Than Light, I'll go ahead and make the comparison here that Don't Sink feels very much so like an ultra-light version of Sid Meier's Pirates. The general gameplay loop outside of specific quest objectives consists of sailing between islands via a sort of loading screen that tracks your crew management. During this sailing screen, events can happen, illnesses, morale problems, attacks by other ships, etc. At the end of the sailing screen, you'll be set at your destination island and you can chat up the locals and collect their quests. The quests were largely unmemorable and extremely brief. Even those to be sought out by achievement last at most a couple of minutes from start to finish. Largely, they do, however, keep you hopping between the islands to perpetuate the cycle of sailing, ship fighting, and events in order to build your gold hoard. You can buy a few things with all of that financial gain. Ships seem like they would be a great monetary sink until you've played with them and realized the combat in this game is more or less easily exploited. Thus, to a great extent, ship upgrades don't end up feeling important or impactful. You can nearly 100% the entire game with just the starter ship. Alternatively, you can dump your gold into upgrading buildings in your towns. This also feels trivial since the game content doesn't really open up more with town growth. While I'm on the path of negativity, by far my largest gripe is the combat. While engaged in sea battles, specific cannonball types feel underutilized as regardless each ship will just take turns shooting each other and inevitably the larger ship will win. To circumvent this, performing a boarding action immediately whilst entering combat can negate any damage to your ship, and regardless of anything else, simply spamming a single attack during the boarding sword fight is a guaranteed win. The incentive to perform any other combat action besides this is nil unless you specifically want to put yourself in a position to be paying ship repairs. Lastly, as far as complaints, I'll speak on the game's bugs and its controls. I played the game on mouse and keyboard, and most of the time kept feeling like its keybinds were set by someone who does not use anything more than a controller. While awkward controls aren't the end of the world for me, they did noticeably feel off, and I could see this being a big deal breaker for a lot of folks. My years-old initial review for this game was spurred by the fact that I had a game-breaking bug near endgame, after about 3 hours of play, that made me unable to complete the final sections of content. Since then, my playthroughs have not replicated this error, but I did also experience save files losing their upgraded ships, reverting back to the starting ship, and then other strange oddities like multiple music files playing at the exact same time. Now let's switch gears and talk about something good. The graphics are overwhelmingly charming. Regardless of the busted gameplay loop, this is a game I want to look at. I want to see the ship sailing, the townsfolk wandering the town. I want to see all the brightly pixel colors flowing around. It's wonderful. The sound also was great. The soundtrack was reminiscent to me of something like Banjo-Kazooie. It was simple and comforting, but also incredibly catchy. Final thoughts? Despite its visual charms, the overall short gameplay and unrealized mechanics make it fall too short for me, especially at its full price point. My initial review stated it had the depth of a Flash game, and after returning to complete the game again and making the 100% guide, I struggle to recommend it unless you very specifically are aware of its super casual and short gameplay. Thanks for watching the video.